name is Sarah Rae. Welcome back to my channel, and I know you guys saw this title, but please stay and watch this video. So, we're going to talk about what I'm currently reading, and I also want to show you guys kind of my book collection as well. But this book that I'm reading is really powerful, and I really want to share it with you guys. I'm not finished reading it yet, but it's really is helping me, and I thought I really want to share with you guys this book so far, and maybe it would be something you guys might want to pick up as well. So please watch this video. So with that said, you guys know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications of when I upload, and let's get into the video. So the first thing I want to tell you guys is that I am not a big reader. I have a good amount of books, but I have to get caught into something. I have to be pulled, and I need complete silence to read. One noise and it's over. I can't finish the book. I forget who I was watching on TikTok, but they showed this book and the title kind of caught me, really resonated with me, I should say, and I looked it up, and the description really got me, and I had to get it. And I'm not done reading it, but so far what I've read really resonated with me, really resonated with me. I've marked pages that I felt I needed to remember, and that I felt I really wanted to share with you guys. And then maybe you guys might want to get this book as well. I'm just going to introduce it. It's called Rising Strong by Brené Brown. And I'm going to read the little back thing. So, living a brave life is not always easy. We stumble and we fall. It is the rise from falling that Brown takes as her subject in Rising Strong. She has listened to a range of people, from leaders in Fortune 500 companies, in the military, to artists, couples in long-term relationships, teachers and parents shared their stories of being brave, falling and getting back up. She asked herself, what do these people have in common? The answer was clear. They recognize the power of emotion, and they are not afraid to lean into discomfort. The process of regaining their footing in the midst of struggle is where our courage is tested and valued are forged. We reckon with our emotions and get curious about what we're feeling. We rumble with our stories, and we get to a place of truth. And we live in this process every day until it becomes a practice and creates nothing short of a revolution in our lives. Rising strong after a fall is how we cultivate wholeheartedness. This process teaches us about who we are. So that's Rising Strong. That's the little thing in the back, and it says how the ability to reset transforms the way we live, love, parent, and lead. So, I mean, she has other books as well, and I want to read them as well. They're Dare to Lead, Braving the Wilderness, Daring Greatly, The Gift of Imperfection, and I Thought It Was Just Me. So I want to get some of those books once I'm done reading this, and see what she says in those. But I mean, she talks about how, you know, when we're in a relationship and that person ignores us, or says something, and the first thing we do is freak out and think the worst. And instead of saying it out loud and confronting that situation, we just rumble with the thoughts in our head and the worst, instead of actually figuring out and asking what's going on. Like, it's incredible. So I want to read to you guys a few of the things in here that I found really amazing. So let's see. Here's the Rising Strong process. It is the goal of the process is to rise from our falls, overcome our mistakes, and face hurt in a way that brings more wisdom and wholeheartedness into our lives. The reckoning. Walk into our story. Recognize emotions and get curious about our feelings and how they connect with the way we think and behave. So check the facts, right? That's a coping skill that I've learned in my group therapy, is check the facts. Realizing how you're feeling and understanding that that's how you feel, and accepting that that's okay. Rumble. Owning our story. It is okay that you're feeling that way. Get honest about the stories we're making up about our struggles, then challenge these confabulations and assumptions to determine what's truth, what's self-protection, and what needs to change if we want to lead more wholehearted lives. So don't lean on the lies that we're telling ourselves. We need to accept the truth of how we're feeling. And the revolution. Write a new ending to our story based on the key learnings from our rumble, and use this new, braver story to change how we engage with the world and to ultimately transform the way we live, love, parent, and lead. So let's see, what else do I have? That I can share with you guys. I have to find them, so just give me a second. Okay, let's see. Here. She says, I can promise that you will meet the romping, tantrum-throwing 5-year-old Brienne in almost all of my first stories, like you did in a story she told before. Our rational growing up selves are good liars. The 5-year-old tantrum within us are the ones who can tell it like it is. What you write doesn't have to be a sweeping narrative. It can be a bulleted list on a post-it note or a simple paragraph in a journal. Just get it down, because our goal is wholeheartedness, and we need to counter our whole selves when we write our SFD. Our goal, sometimes the entry of our SFD, is normally these 6 sentences with a few notes. So SFD is actually stormy first draft or shitty first draft. So what she's talking about is pretty much writing down pretty much what you're feeling. So this first draft is like a child's draft, where you pour out and then let it romp all over the first place, knowing that no one is going to see it and you can shape it later. let's see. So the story you're making up, your emotions, the body, your thinking, beliefs, and actions. So just what is happening, right? In this situation, how are you feeling? What are you thinking? Your beliefs, your actions. So, for instance, in this book, she tells of an incident that happened in the lake where her husband was swimming. They were both swimming, and he just kind of ignored a comment she made and said something about the water. And she freaked out and thought, oh, maybe he don't love her anymore. Maybe he would rather swim than spend time with her. So what are some of the emotions she's feeling? Like alone, betrayed. She's thinking he don't love her anymore. Her beliefs is that he don't want to be around her anymore. Her actions, she gets upset. Her body, she's anxious, acting out, anger. So things like that, which I thought is pretty cool. So, she says, shame is a liar and a story stealer. I have to trust myself and the people I care about more than the gremlins, even if that means risking being hurt. I learned that one of the most vulnerable parts of loving someone is trusting that they love you back. And I need to be generous in my assumptions. When I played the story to the ending on the swim back, I saw for the first time that many of our Cold War arguments are predicted on bad information, Harley, and that often I turn the blame when I'm scared. And I think a lot of us do. When you're scared, you turn to blaming, whether it's yourself or other people. I know when I'm angry, I blame other people or I blame myself. I'm sure we all do. Let's see. So she says there's a few questions that cultivate wholeheartedness and bringing deeper courage, compassion, and connection to our lives. And these are the questions. What more do I need to learn and understand about the situation? What more do I need to learn and understand about the other people in the story? And what more do I need to learn and understand about myself? I'm gonna read you this whole part. It's kind of like kind of long, but this part really stuck with me. So she says, maybe by now you're thinking, I don't want to do this. It seems like a lot. Harley, go baby. Okay, stick with me here, you guys. Maybe by now you're thinking, I don't want to do this. It seems like a lot of work. It feels too hard. I get it. I'm with you. Just coming back to ourselves, however stunned after falling down, already demands so much of us. That should be enough. It's not. Walking into our story is the reckoning. It can feel dangerous, but in you must go. There's a pivotal scene in The Empire Strikes Back. Of course, I love Star Wars, you guys. So when this happened in the book, I was like, yes. When Yoda is training Luke to be a Jedi warrior, teaching him how to honorably use the Force and how the dark side of the Force, anger, fear, and aggression, can consume him if he doesn't learn how to find calm and inner peace. In the scene, Luke and Yoda are standing in the dark swamp when they've been training when a strange look comes over Luke. He points towards the dark cave in the base of a giant tree, and looking at Yoda, he says, "There's something not right here. I feel cold. Death." Yoda explains to Luke that in the cave is dangerous and strong, with the dark side of the Force. Luke looks confused and afraid, but Yoda simply responds, "In you must go." When Luke asks what's in the cave, Yoda simply explains, "Only what you take with you." As Luke straps on his weapons, Yoda hauntingly advises, "Your weapons, you will not need them." The cave is dark and thick with vines. Steam eerily rises off the ground while a large snake winds its way over a branch and prehistoric-looking lizards perch on a limb. As Luke slowly makes his way through the cave, he is confronted by his enemy, Darth Vader. They both draw their lightsabers, and Luke quickly cuts off Vader's helmeted head. The head rolls to the ground and the face guard blows off the helmet, revealing Vader's face. Only it wasn't Darth Vader's face, it was Luke's face. Luke is staring at his own head on the ground. Walking into our stories of hurt is like walking into that cave in Yoda's swamp. It can feel dangerous and foreboding, and what we must ultimately confront is ourselves. The most difficult part of our story is often what we bring to them, what we make up to who we are and how we are perceived by others. Yes, maybe we lost our jobs or screwed up a project, but we must make that story what we make that story so painful is what we tell ourselves about our own self-worth and value. Owning our story means reckoning with our feelings and rumbling with our dark emotions, our fear, anger, aggression, shame, and blame. This isn't easy, but the alternative, denying our stories and disengaging from emotions, means choosing the life of our entire lives. I read that wrong. Means choosing to live our lives in the dark. When we decide to own our stories and live our truth, we bring our light to our darkness. So I love that whole description because it's so true. Like, when you're confronting things, especially when it comes to your emotions, you're really confronting yourself. So this book just has so much great just not only advice on how to handle situations, but ways of describing situations that you've been in or ways you feel. So I recommend this book to you guys to read because it is phenomenal. And so far, it's like she understands everything I've gone through in this book. But she's given me advice on how to fix it. It's incredible. So, Rising Strong. I will leave a link in the description box down below of where to get this book if you guys want it. It's on Amazon. Now, let me show you guys my book collection. All the way down here is all of my books. So here they are. So right back here is Dean Koontz. This is actually my favorite author right here. So you got Odd Thomas here. And I don't have a lot of his books. That's because I read most of his books on my Nook. But these are the books I do have. Innocence, when I read it, it also has Wilderness in it as well. It's a short story with it. But this book will make your skin crawl. He is such a good writer. I love this man. This Funhouse is actually my favorite book, period. And my dad actually gave it to me, so this book means a lot to me. And it's also by my favorite author, so. And then over here, we got a bunch of like poetry books, how to write poetry, 101 famous poems, because I write poetry and I like to know the ins and out of everything poetry wise, and I also love to read poetry. That's Finn. Anyways, so I like to know everything about poetry. Anyways, right in the middle is practicing mindfulness. So I like to have a book on mindfulness, and it's pretty good book, so I definitely would recommend. Heroine Diaries by Nikki Sixx. I have a bunch of memoirs from rock stars just because I like to know about their lives. So this is actually a really good book. I've read half of it so far. It is insane. Next to it is a book called Everything Everything, and if you live a sick life, books like this, like Everything Everything and 5 Feet Apart, great books, and definitely hit the mark on what it's like to live a sick life. Next to it is 2 books on like crystals and chakra healing. Very good detailed type books for beginners on what it's like to do meditation with crystals and stuff like that. The Sun is Also a Star. I haven't read it yet, but it's a book I have yet to read and want to read, so I've seen the movie though, so I look forward to reading that. This is Damien Eccles, Life After Death. He is one of the West Memphis 3. So I can't wait to read this because I want to know his side of the story and everything. Which, again, let me know if you guys want me to do some murder cases, because I would love to talk about the West Memphis 3 case. And, of course, I will be non-biased. But that case is insane. Anyways, this is the Hocus Pocus and the sequel book. If you love Hocus Pocus, read this book. Because it has the main movie and then the sequel all in one book, and it is incredible. Wow. I loved the sequel to Hocus Pocus. It was incredible. And I kind of hope that the upcoming sequel takes after the book. So, Crazy is My Superpower. It's by AJ Mendez. She is from wrestling. She's a wrestler, and I kind of resonate with her. she's the same height, she's a wrestler, and I wanted to be just like her, so I have that book because she talks about her mental health and everything, and what she's been through in her life and everything, and being the, how do I put it, the odds against you. I can relate. Paradise Island is Sam and Colby from YouTube. I love watching their stuff. So when they came out with this book, I had to have it. Support my fellow YouTubers. And it's about an actual event that happened to them, but they just wrote about it, so I wanted to hear all about it. I haven't read this book yet, so I have to work on that. I already talked about this book. Slash, you know it. I've read this book. It is insane what this man has gone through. Amazing book. If you love Slash, definitely go out and get that book. Sebastian Bach, again, Skid Row, 18 in Life on Skid Row. It's a great book. I've read about a quarter of it so far. It's great so far. Incomparable, this is Brie and Nikki Bella, another wrestling duo. They're twins, and I've read about a quarter of this book as well. And they are remarkable women. Everything they've done, they've built an empire, and they're definitely great people to look up to. High Magic, this is again Damien Eccles. I wanted to get this book because I thought, you know, it's kind of cool. So, sorry, my battery died. But again, I love Michael Jackson and I love Janet Jackson. If you want another great book to read and get you feeling great about yourself, True You by Janet Jackson is a great book to get you in that body positivity type feeling. This is a great book. I read it periodically throughout the years since it came out, and it always makes me feel a lot better. Duff McKagan, It's So Easy, and Other Lies. Of course, Finn, are you trying to be Harley? Of course, you gotta have the other member of Guns N' Roses here. And it is a great book. What he's been through is sad. And last but certainly not least is the book up here. And that is Staying Strong by Demi Lovato. This I recommend as well because it has prompts on each page each day of the month. So like this one, March 21st. In every community there is work to be done. In every nation there are wounds to heal. In every heart is the power to do it. And the goal is, how can you spread love, hope, and faith to others today? Ask yourself if there's someone in particular in your life needing to support. And then she writes a little thing about how she's feeling that day. So it is a great little book to have if you're a big Demi Lovato fan. That is a great book to have. So that is my book collection. I mean, I also have others up here. I have Michael Jackson Moonwalk, and Michael Jackson's Dancing the Dream poetry book. And then I have Garth Brooks Anthropology Part 1 and Part 3, which is great. So, those are my books. So, I hope you guys enjoyed that little book tour and found any books you guys may want. But, you know, just remember to do effectiveness, you know. As much as you can do each day, that's okay. And check the facts. Understand what you're feeling, and that is okay. And go off of how you're feeling, the truth. Books I recommend to you guys: Rising Strong by Brené Brown, which will be linked in the description box below. And I will also link a few other books from my little book collection down there for you guys to pick out as well. So, with that said, I hope you guys are staying safe and well. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And, from my little family to yours, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.